Hi guys, I'm Latoya Jones from Southern Garden Kitchen Beyond the Garden, and welcome to this week's episode. I'm so excited that you decided to join us, and I hope that today's video is one that not only is informative, but it's something that you can take and apply it specifically to your life and your needs, okay? So enjoy. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up. Don't give me one of them thumbs down now. And if you really, really like the video, please share it with your friends and family on all social media platforms. All right, y'all enjoy. Hello, hello, hello. Let a few people gather in here. Hi. This is real impromptu. Y'all come on in. We're going to work with an exotic mushroom today. How are you guys today? Hey, Kelvin. Hi, Maria. Hi, LaWanda. Like I said, this is real impromptu. So, of course, I won't be before you long today. How are you guys on, what's today? Tuesday, on this Tuesday evening. Hey, Brandy. All right, Kelvin, we got the granny jugs, huh? Looking forward to. LaWanda, have you used this mushroom before? Hold on, I'm trying to put I'm leaning in because I'm trying to get my linguini going so I don't have y'all on here long. Hey, Diamond, you haven't? Okay, have you worked with any exotic mushrooms other than the stuff we see in the store? Hello, Melissa. Okay, it's enough of you guys in here. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Today we're going to do lion's mane mushroom linguini and some asparagus. So I will start with the asparagus. I know that probably seems like something simple to cook, but everybody doesn't know how to cook it, so I will show you. Today's Monday. Oh man, see what kind of week I've had. Is it really Monday? I thought it was Tuesday. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'm gonna show you real quick how to do asparagus. It's really simple. I oven roast mine because I like for mine to still have a little crunch to it. I don't like it mushy. And it literally is 3 ingredients: asparagus, oil, and salt. And I put it in I cook mine in the oven on 400 for about 10 to 13 minutes, depending on the thickness of the asparagus. So here is a bundle of organic asparagus. I know it's organic because it's got 5 numbers instead of 4. It really doesn't matter. Whatever they have on sale or whatever you can afford, that's the asparagus to get. So I usually pull off the bottom rubber band and I just make a random cut the ends off. Simple as that. I already have a pre-lined cookie sheet. And y'all, I'm sorry I don't have my stand because some of you guys know my daughter had her baby and my tripod is at the hospital. So right now I'm just adding a little bit of oil to the asparagus, and I'll show you guys when I'm done. Not too much. What'd you say, LaWanda? No, going to purchase some kits from the... Oh, you're gonna get... That's where I got mine from, the hunter guy from Middle Georgia mushrooms. I'll talk about that when I get to the mushroom. Okay, and I'm just taking a little salt and putting it over the asparagus. So this is how it looks right now. And then I just kind of roll mine around. I didn't put a whole bunch of oil because the tips of these asparagus will soak up whatever you put on them. So I try not to make my asparagus too greasy. And like I said, I just kind of rub them around. Not too much salt. Okay, there you go. I'm just talking, not paying attention. See, this is why I need my assistant. For you guys that don't know, I became a grandmother yesterday, aka Lola, because I'm not a grandma. I'm too young. Okay, and that is it for the asparagus. It's really simple. I'm waiting on my oven to heat up to 400, and then I will stick that in for 10 minutes. Let me wash my hands, and we will move on. Stir my linguine, and I'm currently cooking my linguini noodles. I just got this kind. I know it's backwards, but and I'm just cooking them for 10 minutes. You said, welcome to the club, nothing better. I can't wait to find out. I can't wait to find out. So let me tell you guys real quick about lion's mane. It is a medicinal edible mushroom. Its scientific name is Hericium araneus, something like that. But it's also known as the bearded tooth mushroom, a monkey head mushroom, a pom-pom mushroom, or a bearded hedgehog mushroom. But most people call it a lion's mane because, I mean, these little spines look like hairs on a lion's mane. So it is said to have the taste of crab or lobster. But I probably will still add in some seasonings just to give it a seafood taste. So it's kind of a seafood linguini, so to speak, but we're just using a mushroom instead of regular seafood. So let me tell you about the stuff I wrote down about this mushroom that I didn't know. I already told you guys it's edible and it's medicinal, and it's long been used in Chinese medicine. This fungus is a native to North America, Europe, and Asia, and it's mostly identified, like I just showed you, by the white spines. Medicinally, lion's mane is popular in the treatment of dementia, anxiety, depression, and it can help repair nerve damage. It is also an anti-inflammatory and an antioxidant, and is good for your immune system and can possibly lower the risk of heart disease, cancer, ulcers, and diabetes. I started taking it in the powder form a couple of weeks ago because those who know me personally know I probably wouldn't remember my name if people didn't call it every day. I've had memory issues since I was a kid, so I'm hoping that lion's mane will help restore whatever's lost. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, I actually got it from my friend Diamond of Cherokee Rose Sea Moss. If you need some sea moss, that's the place to get it. You can find them on Facebook. But she got it for me from a guy named Hunter Pruitt of Middle Georgia Mushroom. And you can find, my oven's ready, it's singing to me. You can find this company on, both of these companies on Facebook, Cherokee Rose Sea Moss and Middle Georgia Mushroom. The Middle Georgia Mushroom, he doesn't quite have his, hold on. His online store together, but if you message him, he's willing to meet people in the Middle Georgia area. You know, you guys can kind of meet up on your schedule. So that's it about lion's mane. I am going to start with cutting it up and sauteing it with some shallots, some red peppers, some yellow peppers, and some spinach, and seasoning it up. And then we will finish with a lemon garlic cream sauce. And then we'll put it together and we'll all be done. Because this is actually what my daughter and her baby daddy are eating for dinner tonight. I have been supplying them with meals to the hospital. because the hospital does not have great vegan choices and my baby gotta eat. Okay, so anyway, let's go. I'm gonna move you over here while I cut up these. One thing with mushrooms, you do not want to wet them. They're like sponges and they will absorb all that water. Now you got stuck with mushy mushrooms. So I'm gonna start with cutting these stems off. If they're dirty, you can use a paper towel to wipe them off, or you can, if you have some toothbrushes for guests, like I used to do when my kids used to have their friends spend the night, you can use a toothbrush that no one has used and just kind of, you know, brush in the spines, in between the spines, to get the dirt out. Now I will tell you guys, this is my first time cooking with this mushroom, so we're all gonna be surprised. So anyway, I'll show you guys. Just kind of chopping it like this. No rhyme or reason. To what I'm doing. So has anybody that is on here either used this mushroom or any other exotic mushroom, oyster mushroom, chicken of the sea, hen of the sea, you know, the mushrooms you can't find in the stores? Or has anybody heard? Have you guys heard of this mushroom before? Is this your first time? Don't all talk at once. I don't have my petty sidekick here to keep y'all entertained, so you're stuck with me. Tamika says, I love your hair. Thank you, thank you. This was the best hair decision I ever made, outside of getting rid of the relaxer. You posted mine on a Culture Mart page and people thought they were puppies. You posted the mushroom, or you posted whatever dish you made, Diamond? I guess if you see them on a picture, they kind of, I guess they would look like a pile of puppies. Brandy, you said this is your first time hearing about this one? Really? So this is them all cut up, like I said. There was no rhyme or reason, just cutting them up. And now we are going to get them sauteed. I'll let that boil a little bit. So I am going to start. I like to use grapeseed oil to saute, but you can use whatever you have handy. And I probably put about a tablespoon and a half-ish in there. And I'm gonna talk to y'all while that's heating up. You never heard of that, but you first no. Sade said I've heard of it from Tabitha, and I want to try that and Pearl. Yeah, I want to try Pearl too. Tabitha's lucky because she lives in California, so they have access to so much more than we have here in the middle Georgia area. Chrissy says, never heard of that, but I've enjoyed your reviews of different vegan foods you tried. Oh, thank you. I love to try new vegan food, especially if I didn't have to cook it. Melissa says, I've never heard of the monkey head. I do love mushrooms, but have only used the boring and basic. That's fine. We all learn something new. Let me tell you something. Being vegan has me eating stuff that I either did not like or have never heard of before, because if you don't get creative, you'll get bored. And so you'll be eating the same things over and over again. So this is my first time I'm trying this out with y'all, so I hope I don't look like a fool on live. And it's I've never heard of it referred to as monkey head either. I've always heard it referred to as lion's mane, but I guess in different regions and different areas it's called different things. I really need my tripod. And for those of you who don't know what a shallot is, because I'll be cooking with it tonight, this is a shallot. It's in the onion family. It has an oniony taste, but milder, which is great for people who hate onions because they can be so pungent. My linguini is finished cooking. I want some cold water on that to stop the cooking. What are you guys preparing for dinner tonight? Oh, you're saying thanks to smoothies, you're eating a lot of stuff. You're eating a lot of veggies you wouldn't normally eat. I know that's right. Okay, so I'm gonna add in. Where's my red peppers? It's not as hot as I thought it was. Understood. And my yellow peppers. Yeah, sneaking stuff in the smoothies does help you eat stuff that you probably would have never thought of before. And tonight, you know, I told you guys earlier that the this mushroom, they say it tastes like crab or lobster, but I'm going to use kelp granules to help bump that flavor up. If you don't have kelp, you can use dulse. These are both types of seaweed. And if you have neither one of those, you can, let me bump this up some. If you have neither one of those, you can just use seaweed and just either put it in your food processors to get it really small, or you can tear it up to give you the seafood flavor. But I bought these two. I'm using the kelp today. It doesn't really matter, they're both seaweed. I just prefer the kelp. I got both of those from DeKalb Farmers Market if you live in the Atlanta area, or if you're willing to get on that road like me and do a little traveling. So right now I am just sauteing. I left them long. I like my food to have color, and so we're doing red and yellow. Look at me, I can't even see. I need my assistant. And then I'll use some green spinach, just so we have color in our food. When food is pretty, we tend to eat it better. And I'm going to cook these down just a little bit, and then I'll add in all the mushrooms I cooked up. And Kelvin, I didn't forget, I will make sure you have some. So for those of you who do not know or use that, guys that usually watch, my assistant / my oldest daughter had her baby yesterday. She had a beautiful little baby girl. She had her at 7:59 last night, and she weighed 7 pounds, 8.1 ounces. Okay, I hear you. And so we are looking forward to her coming home tomorrow night, so I can love all over my new. I do this every time, knowing I wear glasses. Y'all look at the asparagus. If you roast them, then they can kind of keep their green color and still be tasty and crispy and not mushy, because I don't like no mushy asparagus. Anyway, mommy and baby are healthy, and I'm looking forward to them coming home so that the spoiling can begin. Due to COVID, I had to watch the birth via FaceTime. I wasn't happy about that, but it is what it is. Do they carry the exotic mushrooms at the DeKalb farmer? I've only seen oyster mushrooms at the DeKalb farmers market as far as exotic. You usually, from what I'm learning, you have to get exotic mushrooms from a mushroom grower. So, all right, my peppers are sauteed down enough for my liking, so I'm going to add in our mushrooms. And once I add these in, I'll start adding the seasoning as well. Yeah, but LaJuan, it kind of sucks that the DeKalb Farmers Market doesn't have it, because I go there for so many of the things that I need, but maybe they're hard to come by in bulk. Tamika said, that's sweet of me. I know, because I should have been in the room. Jade says, where do you get your lion's mane from? Jade, if you live in the Middle Georgia area, I got them. My friend Diamond Dixon got them for me, but she got them from a local Hunter Pruitt of Middle Georgia Mushroom. You can look him up. He has a page on Facebook if you want to look him up. Middle Georgia Mushroom. And if you message him, he'll get back to you. Okay, so now I'm about to put the kelp on, because remember, I wanted to have a seafood taste. They say it already has a seafood taste, so I'm going to use kelp to bump it up. And I'm going to use the Slap Your Mama Cajun seasoning instead of Old Bay, because Old Bay has been missing in action since COVID came into play. Middle Georgia mushroom. Yes, Jay, that's correct. Okay, this is what it looked like with the kelp is black, looks like pepper because it's a seaweed, so it's bless me. So it's dark green, and then I put the Old Bay in. So since this is my first time cooking with this, I have no earthly idea when it's cooked. So, or at least I shouldn't say cooked, because until it's tender. So I'll just use my let me turn this down. I have it on about medium high. And I think I'm going to add in just a touch more grapeseed oil. Hold. Just a touch more. I don't want my stuff to burn. Hello, Ezwa. Jay says, do you do meal prep for the week packages? Not right now, I don't. I used to a long time ago, and it became a lot. So I don't, sorry, I'm holding the phone, that's why it's kind of bouncing. I don't do meal prep right now. I do meals on Wednesdays and Sundays, and I post the menus on this Facebook page. So Wednesday's menu will actually be up tomorrow. Wednesday lunch, which I serve at noon, and for those that can't pick it up for noon, I have a 5 o'clock pickup. And then I do a Sunday dinner And pickup for that is 3 o'clock on Sundays. And that menu goes out every Wednesday at noon. Okay, y'all see it's cooking on down just like any other mushroom. It has a lot of water in it. So see, it's starting to get tender. So a few more minutes. That piece is still a little tough. So a few more minutes and we will go on to make the lemon garlic cream sauce. And I'm going to add capers in it. I'm going to make it a little fancy. So honestly, when you look in this pan, I'm going to show you guys again, when you look at the mushrooms, you would think you would think this was chicken. You know, if you just glanced by, it doesn't look like mushrooms. It actually looks like chicken pieces, but we have seasoned it to taste like seafood. I'm going to add a little salt. Now, I try to do that last because when you add salt to mushrooms, it draws the water out and makes them watery. And I want the seasoning, but I don't want them mushy. So we'll use a little Himalayan sea salt. Just a little bit for taste. That's why, what you making for dinner tonight? If you still on here. There we go. Once this is done sauteing, we're going to make a quick garlic sauce. Bring all this together. I'm going to taste the piece real quick. Take a piece of the mushroom. Okay. That's done. It definitely has the taste and the texture of seafood. Turn that eye off. Get that over there. Remove this asparagus. We're going to get started on the sauce, the garlic cream sauce. It's really pretty simple to put together. For the garlic cream sauce, we just use olive oil, butter, shallots. This cream because it is vegan. And as you can see, I poured it out in here, and as you can see, if you can tell, it's nice and kind of thick how we want it. We will also be using some wine today, just a little bit. Let me put all my ingredients in one spot. Salt, pepper, capers. I forgot to add my spinach to the let me add that in. Thank God spinach don't need much to cook down. So I'm adding spinach to this to my mushroom and peppers mixture. I'm probably adding, for anybody who may want to know that, probably adding about a cup of spinach. And also the peppers, it was 1 red pepper, 1 yellow pepper, and half a pound of the, it was half a pound or a pound. It may have been a full pound of the lion's mane mushroom. For those that may want to try it later and need some directions to follow along. Okay. To do the cream sauce, I am just melting some vegan butter. I use the whole stick of plant-based butter. And now I'm going to add, whoop, hold please. That's why I need my tripod. Okay. And I'm going to add in a tablespoon of olive oil, 3 cloves of garlic, and probably 2 tablespoons of shallots. If you don't have shallots, you can use onions, but shallots have less of a bite. I'm gonna let that cook down just a little bit. I wish you guys could smell it. It smells so good. Then we're gonna add in here I have 2 tablespoons of thyme and 2 teaspoons of thyme and 2 tablespoons of parsley. So I'm gonna add that in as well. Let me turn this down some. And next we're gonna add in our wine. I just got a cheap wine. This is the kind I got. You only need a couple tablespoons. 1, 2. If you don't have white wine, but you have white cooking wine, that works fine too. And next we are going to, let me turn it down just a little bit to like medium. We're going to add in our about 1.5 to 1/3, 3/4 a cup of the cream. Then I'm gonna season it with a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. Hey, Lawan, how are you? And while that's cooking, let me show you guys. We started with, y'all excuse my mess. We started with, I'll turn it this way, asparagus that we roasted in the oven with a little bit of I used grapeseed oil and, hold on. Grapeseed oil and salt. We roasted those in the oven on 400 degrees for 10 to 13 minutes. If you still want to, have a little bite to them. You don't want them to be mushy. And then next, in this pan, we have some lion's mane mushroom. That's the stuff that looks kind of like chicken. One whole red bell pepper, 1 whole yellow bell pepper, I put in the spinach last. It goes in last anyway, but yes, I did forget about a cup of spinach. And then I added in some kelp flakes and some Cajun seasoning and a little bit of salt I put at the end. I like my mushrooms to get that caramelization before I add in the salt, because salt will draw out water and then they'll be mushy. And then here I am cooking up, I probably need to turn the volume up, a garlic wine lemon caper cream sauce to put on top of everything. Another thing, if you do not have wine, you can also use a vegetable stock if you don't have any wine. So you don't have to follow the recipe to the T if you've got some things that you can use to, as a substitute. So we're just waiting for that to cook, the sauce to cook up. I think I'm gonna add in this little bit more that's in here. And then we will be done. Go ahead and add the capers in as well. Capers are in the olive family. I love them. They lend a nice little bite and a salty little crunch. Hello, Stephanie. So you don't need that much or it'll be salty. That's why I didn't put that much salt in the Hold on one second. Put some oil on this pasta. You love capers? I do too. I love them. I put them in my salad. They are so good, and this sauce smells incredible. Okay, I'm back. I had to put some, I had to put some oil on my linguini. Okay, the sauce is coming together lovely. Brenda, you're loving it. Good, I'm glad you're enjoying it. I try to tell people vegan cooking it's as exciting as you make it. So that's come to a boil, so I'm going to go ahead and turn that off and let it rest. I'm going to take it off the eye as well. And once it gets a little cooler, we'll add in the fresh lemon juice. So those of you who have been here with me the whole time, do you have any questions, comments? Did I go over something too fast that you need me to go back and revisit? For those of you who have joined, have you ever had lion's mane or any exotic mushroom? And if so, tell us about your experience. Don't all speak at once. Like I said, for those of you who may have not been on here before, I'm usually on here with my daughter. She is not with me today, so I'm by myself, which is fine. We're going to go ahead. The ingredients in the sauce, they were a tablespoon of olive. You can use olive oil. I use grapeseed oil. I use an entire stick of vegan butter. So I think that's, let me see what the measurements on that is. Let me tell you what the exact measurements on the butter is, and I use this. 1 whole stick, so a stick is half a cup. So half a cup of butter or 1 whole stick, which to me is easier. I used probably about 2 tablespoons of shallot. If you don't have shallot, you can use onion. Shallot just has, less of a punch. It has the oniony flavor, but it's less pungent. I used 3 cloves of minced garlic. You can either buy the one in the jar like I did, or you can, get 3 cloves and cut them up yourself. I used 2 tablespoons of parsley, 2 teaspoons of thyme, and the only thyme I had was some Turkish thyme, so it works. 2 tablespoons of white wine, or you can use vegetable broth. I just bought this little cheap white wine from the store. If you don't want to spend it, because this was like $6 and I only needed 2 tablespoons. So you can use vegetable broth as well. And I use the whole, I'm going to throw the thing away. I use the whole box of this vegan cream. And then I did a little bit of salt and pepper to taste. And that's it. Oh, no, that's not it. Let me stop lying. I'm going to squeeze half of this lemon in there for some lemon juice. That'll kind of brighten it up. Now, it's not a really thick sauce, but I'm okay with that. This is really a really light meal. So let me taste the sauce before I plate this. Yep. All right, I'm plating kind of, oh, you're welcome, LaWanda. I'm plating different tonight because this is actually my daughter and her baby's father's dinner for tonight, because the hospital does not serve things that are worthy of consumption. So I'm going to plate it in the little to-go containers. Let me wipe my counter off first. Sorry, guys. Do you plan your family's meal for the week to maximize grocery shopping? For the most part, I cook all the time. So I probably cook for my family 2 days a week, and they get leftovers the other 2 days that I cook, if there are any leftovers. So that's 4, and the other days they on their own. Hold on, guys. But I will tell you, Melissa, I spend about the same, and people ask me this all the time. I spend about the same amount of money that I did when I ate meat. And a lot of that is because I cook. Yes, I do buy some of the pre-packaged vegan stuff sometimes, but I cook, so that helps cut down on spending. You know what I mean? And I think that's with anything. I think whether you're vegan or whether you eat meat, the more processed stuff in that frozen section you buy, it's gonna be expensive. But if you actually get in the kitchen and cook, that helps cut down on your spending. If you buy rice and beans and pasta, add in, whatever vegetables you want, that really helps. So I try to encourage people. And if you can't cook, at this point, not Tinder. Lord, why am I even thinking about Tinder? Pinterest, Google, and then there's so many, places you can get recipes ideas from now. Like, it's not as hard anymore. So I hope that answers your question. As best as I could. So I'm going to show you guys after I plate this how it looks. Hey, Camian. I cannot wait to see my baby. Tinder. Girl, I was thinking of that stupid dating app. And I've never been on there, so I don't even know why it crossed my mind. Maybe God's telling me I should go on Tinder. What y'all think? Y'all think I should go on Tinder? I'm just teasing. I wouldn't use a dating site. No, not to those who do. It's just not for me. Okay. Now I'm going to put some of this sauce on top. You said no? You don't think I should go on to Tinder, Camian? Is it terrible out there? You're a loving mother to do that for your daughter, cook and say, thank God. I hope these kids, you know what's funny that you said that to me, kiddo, on a serious note. Now that she's given birth, quick little story. I have 3 kids and I had them all natural, no epidural. And so she was trying to do the same thing. And at 8 centimeters, she couldn't take it no more. And she got an epidural, and 20 minutes later, she was at 10 and pushing. So she didn't need it, but she didn't know it. But anyway, she called me and she was like, Ma, I just so appreciate you. I'm so sorry. I just giving birth. I had no idea. And all I could do was laugh, because kids, they don't know. They take us for granted until they go through something themselves. Then they want to come back with the I'm sorries. But anyway, let me let you guys see how I plated it. So it's a plate for her and a plate for baby daddy. And like I said, this is lion's mane mushroom linguini. This is my first time cooking with it. I've never seen anybody cook with it before. I literally just put together what I thought would taste pretty good and wrapped it on up. So if you guys don't have any questions, I'm going to wrap this up and take this to the hospital, because he cannot leave the room after 7 o'clock because of COVID. So I need to hurry up and get this out to them. But thank you guys for joining me. That looks delicious. Trying it as soon as I can get some from Hunter. Yes, Hunter was actually trying to meet me tomorrow, but I didn't have time. So LaWanda messaged him. He was trying to meet me off Hartley Bridge Road tomorrow. So he may still have time to do that. So just message him. There's $25 a pound from my recollection. And what I just used was a pound. And that really is enough for 4 servings. I just gave them big servings because I don't know when this may be lunch and a little nibbler through the middle of the night. So, oh, can I show it again? Yes. Lion's mane linguini with roasted asparagus and a garlic caper lemon cream sauce. I will. I will tell you guys said hi. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Share this video with your friends. Look back on this video if you want to try this recipe. If you don't have lion's mane mushroom, do not let that discourage you. You can use white mushrooms out of the store to make this linguini. Just remember, we're trying to get to less and less meat and less dairy so that we can be healthy for future generations to come. I'm glad you think it looks good, Chrissy. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me. Bye-bye. Thank you for tuning in today. I hope that something that you saw in today's video will have a positive impact in your life. Please don't forget to share this video with your family and with your friends. And until next time, thank you for joining me on Southern Garden Kitchen Beyond the Garden.